Hello everyone and welcome to Hockeybar. We got a whole lot of news and games to talk about today. Let's get right to it. First in the news is Ducks goaltender Ryan Miller, who is injured with a sprained MCL. Miller is expected to be out for 6 weeks. He played 2 full periods Sunday against the Devils and was injured in the third. If you don't know, the MCL is the medial collateral ligament and is located in the inner part of the knee. The recovery time is expected to be lengthy. More about the Ducks is news of forward Rickard Rakell, who is injured with a sprained ankle. He hasn't been in the lineup since December 5th and was officially announced today by the Ducks PR. It isn't certain either when Rakell will return. Even more about the Ducks is they're claiming of St. Louis Blues goaltender Chad Johnson from waivers this afternoon. St. Louis had waived him yesterday and was taken by Anaheim today. Johnson may be a potentially formidable backup while Ryan Miller is absent with injury. More injury news with Blackhawks forward Artem Anisimov out with concussion protocol. On Sunday against Montreal during the first period, Anisimov was hit by Shea Weber of the Canadiens and left the game. He's not playing in tonight's game against Winnipeg and his return isn't yet expected. Next, the NHL has unveiled some more information about the 2019 NHL Draft, which will occur this summer in Vancouver, British Columbia at Rogers Arena. The 2 logos of it are shown here on the left. The draft will be June 21st and 22nd, 2019. The first round being on the 21st and the 2nd through 7th on the 22nd. In lesser news, I wanted to include this because it's cool and festive for the Christmas season, with both Red Wings goalies Jimmy Howard and Jonathan Bernier getting into the spirit with special masks. Howard's is pictured above featuring Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Bernier's on the bottom featuring the Gingerbread Man. On to predictions. Arizona has a lot of goaltender support, but that's really it. I can see their offense getting it working though against Boston, but the lines of Boston's offense will overpower them regardless. For this one, I finally think Buffalo can get it going again against this hugely struggling LA Kings team, especially with LA playing back-to-back and traveling from Detroit overnight. I expect Skinner and Eichel to get the offense started past the defense that hasn't been playing near good for the Kings. The Hurricanes are coming off a win over Anaheim and the Leafs are coming off a loss to Boston on Saturday. The Maple Leafs have more rest on their side and they can still likely generate offense without Hyman present, as their depth goes farther than just him. The Canucks have had some big wins recently, and despite the way that Columbus plays, I expect a win to go to Vancouver. Pettersson keeps proving himself to be a great candidate for the Calder Trophy, as it seems he is always in the best places game after game. The second time these two meet in DC, but unfortunately the Red Wings are coming off a traveling day after a win at home last night. I think it'll be a close game, but the Caps might get the advantage. Dylan Larkin has been on fire for the Red Wings, but Evgeny Kuznetsov and TJ Oshie are both expected to return to the lineup for the Capitals, which provides their offense with a lot more to work with. Neither of these teams are a prize, and I give the edge to Florida. In their last 10, St. Louis has only won 3 games, and Barkov and Yandel do keep putting up points, so I expect something more out of the Panthers. The Senators have been trying to hold their own against some quality teams recently, losing twice to Montreal and Pittsburgh, coming up short against Boston 2 nights ago, but they're running into the Predators, who are one of the hottest teams in the West, and Ottawa does need to figure it out and get some wins soon, but tonight is probably not the night for that. The Canadiens and Wild are a toss-up tonight for me, but I give it to the Canadiens. Tatar has been unbelievable lately, and I think he's finally found his place in the league, and the Wild find themselves in a slump. Now, the Blackhawks are currently tied with the Kings to see who the real worst team is in the NHL, both with 23 points. And I do think the Jets are going to make it worse tonight. Chicago has done even worse without coach Joe Quenneville, and the slump continues with no signs of stopping, especially against the great offense of the Jets. Last is between Edmonton and Colorado. I think this will be a back-and-forth game with a little scoring. Both teams have great offenses, but it's a bold prediction that the scoring is going to be low. Overtime is not out of the question, I don't think. On to stats, they remain the same as yesterday. All these guys are playing tonight, so we might see some changes in the near future. For goalies, Rene is likely to start for Nashville tonight, so we might see some changes in his stats. However, Marc-Andre Fleury is off tonight, so that could remain the same. I want to thank you for tuning in to another edition of Hockeybar. Make sure if you haven't already to hit the subscribe button on your screen so you don't miss any updates in hockey all in one place once a day. Again, thanks for watching. I'm Tiernan Smith, and we'll see you tomorrow.